That's amazing. Yeah, that's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, I didn't know I'd like it this much, and I haven't even driven with it yet. I'm gonna have to go for a ride. Okay, so I'm back here with another product review. This time it's the Hansshow swivel mount for your Tesla Model 3 or Y. It comes in a nice little box here. Here's the tools that I'll be using, but let's go ahead and take a look at what's inside the box. So inside the box we've got some instructions. You're not going to need these because you're going to watch my video, and I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to do it. So here are the instructions. It's got a nice little letter here welcoming you to the Hansshow family. And then inside the box, you can see here, let's start with, this is the cover that's going to go on the back of the monitor when you replace the existing one. You've got a bag of tools. Everything that you need is in this bag. I'm going to be using some of my own. Just makes it a little bit easier, but this is a bag of their tools. Again, here's the other second mount that goes on behind the monitor, so we'll be putting that there as well. This bag here is the temperature sensor, so depending on if you are a early version or not, so we've got, this would be used for the older versions, so it kind of slides into place. Mine's a 2022, so it has this nice little fancy grill, same kind of thing held in with in place. And then if you have a space in the back part when you're mounting it, you can use this little bracket. I don't believe I'm going to need it, so that's out of the way. And then nicely tucked up front here is the actual mount. So you can see right here, this is going to go into the car like that. And then the monitor is going to mount onto this, and this will provide the swivel. And they have a massive Allen key that we can use to adjust the tension of this. So we'll do that once we've got it in place. So they have the two screws right here. They are Allen keys as well. So these are the ones that mount the monitor to the new bracket. So we have those. Again, they've provided a nice bag of tools. So they've got a plastic tool that we can use to pull off the temperature sensor. I'm going to use a pick like this in place of it. They provide a 10 millimeter wrench. I can't remember what they call it, but it's a 10 millimeter wrench. You're better off using a 10 millimeter socket to take that off. It's easier. And then they provide an Allen key and the Torx bit for removing a couple of the parts. They've also included this, I'll call it a toy screwdriver. And then right here, this is the Allen key. This is going to fit into this spot right here for adjusting. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. In my estimate, I think it's only going to take about 30 minutes to do. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so I've got a towel here for the monitor that we're going to be using, so we'll be laying that down here. First thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and put your monitor into cleaning mode. Go to display, go to display, clean mode, and that just turns it off black so that we can touch it. It's not going to do anything. Step 2 is we're going to pull this off. So we're just going to put a pick into here and pull this down. There you go. And we can just go ahead and disconnect this to start, and then we can pull this off. And then we'll put the temperature sensor to the side. There's two 10 millimeter nuts underneath the monitor. So we'll just go ahead and find those. Loosen that off. And then we'll get the second one. Okay, so for the next step here, we've got that part taken apart. So what you're going to do is just wiggle on the monitor and pull it gently. There we go. And then we'll just lay it down. Okay, so you can see down here on the side, there are 2 hex. That's to remove this panel right here, this back piece. So we'll go ahead and we'll just remove that. Now that we have that, we can just gently move this out of the way. Like that. You can see there's a white clip here, and all you need to do is just pull this apart to pull it off. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. There we go. And we'll just put this to the side. And now we just take a small screwdriver. And you can see there's right there's a little button that can be pushed. So you'll push that in, and then you're going to wiggle up on here. So I'll do that out at the same time. There we go. And now we can just remove this bracket. We're not going to need that anymore. The next step is to install the mount. So it just slides into this same spot right here. And then we grab, we're going to use the original bolts. And you may have to turn this to get the bolts in place. And we'll just go ahead and tighten that up. Okay, once that's done, we have this piece right here. Now a lot of people are actually adjusting this nut here prior to putting the monitor on. I would suggest that you want it to have somewhat stiff, and when you're pulling from this angle over here, you're going to find you have more leverage. So I would just try it with the way that they set it originally and go from there. So let me go ahead and I'll get the other bracket. Okay, so here's that one bracket. It's going to go like this, but you have to get it over this whole piece. So I would turn that piece like that, and then pull it out a bit, and then just get it into place. Yeah, there we go. And there we go. So the next step is you take this cable and you're going to put it in through that hole. And then you're going to click this into place. To hear it click. Step is to replace this safety latch cover. So you're just going to place this over top, push it down till it locks into place. There we go. And then you're going to go ahead and put this over top. And then you've got the two existing screws that were here. You'll put those back in those holes. So there is a little trick here. Over here there's like a little lip. What that does is it allows the washer head to go in there. So you have to put these in place at the beginning. So on both sides. So you're going to make sure that it's in there like that on both sides. And then you're going to screw it down a bit at a time. There we go. So again, this is the last sensor. So here's the sensor. Yes, it's a Torx 20. So you're gonna take, here's your temperature sensor. You're gonna take it off the original cover. Yes. And here's the new cover. We'll just line it up. It only goes one way, so there we go. You see that right there. And then we're just going to go ahead and put these screws in. Okay, so might as well just plug this in while we got it. It can only go one way. And we'll just leave that laying there. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and install the mount. Let's get it there in place. Looks good. And now we use the new bolts that they provided. We're just going to use their tool that they gave us. So we find the hole. And you just have to adjust the screen a little bit while you're doing it. Just kind of wiggle it a bit so it gets into the right place. And then the last piece is to install the sensor. So you can see that the sensor is flat on this side. So that's the part that goes to the top. So we'll just slide this in. Kind of put it up above. And there's how it looks. So now you can see here it just moves back and forth this way. You can move it up and down. So it's nice that I can point it to myself like that. Now so a lot of people have had the same situation where when you plug it back in it doesn't work. All you need to do is press the two wheels here and hold it, and then it'll reboot the screen. It's a common thing. You just hold that there. So I do notice what everybody says, it is kind of low, and if you're OCD, you're gonna have to put this in the right spot. So they do come with this massive Allen key which adjusts how firm this is. I didn't adjust mine by hand. I couldn't move it. I couldn't even turn it. So I left it like that just to see if I needed to adjust it. I see everybody messing with this to start with, so I'm not. It's actually just doing a reboot right here, right now. I see the T. So from here to here, it's lost about 1.25 inches, so it's down a little bit more, so you're not going to see your phones, but you shouldn't actually be playing with your phones when you're driving anyway, so it shouldn't impact there. Yeah, let's put this to display auto. Okay, so I'm getting an alert because I'm plugged into cable to the power. Okay, so let's see here. If I want to, I can just, oh, wow. Yeah, I think I should bring you along. I should bring you along for the ride, because that That's amazing. Now, am I losing anything? I kind of sit back in my seat, so if I was forward, it'd probably not so good. But yeah, that's awesome. It is awesome. Yeah, I didn't know I'd like it this much, and I haven't even driven with it yet. I'm gonna have to go for a ride. I'm gonna have to take you guys along for a ride, I think. Anyway, so I can turn it all the way. I can still see it. It's a little bit, because I do have a matte screen protector on it, but yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, for the, I would say it's like 35, 40 minutes max to do it. Like if I had to do it again, I'd probably do it even faster. So I would make sure you allow yourself 1 hour to install this, and I wouldn't adjust the tension, at least now. I would leave it, and then if you find it too stiff, then you could loosen it, but I think this is perfect. Anyway, if you're interested, I've got a discount code. It's BC Tesla Guy. It'll be down in the description. I actually kind of like it. It's a little out of the way, and you know, when you got your car the first time you got it, you went, holy cow, look at all this space and nothing in front of you. This even adds to that. It's like you see the whole thing. So it actually, I think one thing people aren't mentioning is I can see the air vents now. So that means that I probably could get more circulation of air in here when the air conditioning is running, which is pretty nice. Right there, that it was about like that before. It was about 1.5 inches or 1.25 inches higher. So right now you can see right there that you can see the air vents, which is pretty cool. And this is a little bit lower down here, but here's what happens. Check that out. And that's all the way down. I'm not sure I'd want that, so I like it downwards. And then you can tip it sideways too. And then all the way over to that side. So if your passenger wants to look at the screen, you don't have to look at it. But I'm telling you, like, that is amazing. Like that. So you can see I'm just missing this little corner right there from my point of view. Oh, then I don't. But it is, if you're getting glare, you can actually adjust it to take off the glare, which is pretty cool. And then, like I say, that air vent right there, I think it's gonna be less blocked. Yeah, we're gonna have to go for a ride. Anyway, 30 minutes to an hour. If I put a scale on it, I'm gonna say it's probably 2 out of 5. It does come with all the tools. I will tell you, use a 10 millimeter socket set. That'll help you a lot. Allen keys and that torque thing, just use tools if you have them. Otherwise, you can do this yourself with the tools provided. It's going to take a bit longer and a little bit more frustration. But other than that, yeah, it's good. So let's go for a quick drive. Yeah, I like it like that. Yeah. I really didn't think I'd like it that much. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching.